Please rise for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Bernadette Bauer, board member.
Stephanie Smith, board member.
Michael Smith, board member.
Artist Tudor. Student. Jacob Meadows, student.
Jason Zero, student. Paul Starmo, taxpayer interested.
Jennifer Cisneros, staff.
Ron Clark, staff.
Mark Keating, staff.
Jeff Monroe, staff.
Lisa Arnold, staff.
Candace Goldsmith, staff.
Eric Smith, staff. Caleb Bogart, staff.
Danielle Arquette, booster. Roseanne Blackburn, booster.
Okay, approval of board meeting minutes for September 27, 2023.
Before we do that, we need to excuse our board members.
Oh, yes, please.
Okay, I'd like to move to excuse board members Bailey, Jamie and Ryan. And Michael's on.
I'll second that.
A motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you for the reminder. Okay, approval of board meeting minutes for September 27, 2023.
I'll move to approve the board meeting minutes for September 27th, 2023.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Come on in. There's 2 seats up front, kids, front and center. Gonna be big kids. Okay, I'll make it louder. All right, consent agenda.
I'll move to approve the consent agenda.
I'll second.
And a motion made and seconded to approve the consent agenda. Is there any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Discussion items at the High Cap Presenter, Jennifer Cisneros.
Okay. Highly capable program that we have hasn't been running for a little while. We've had COVID and some challenges with that, and then we didn't have a coordinator last year. So this is our plan for this coming year. In the meantime, we've been, I've been going through records and trying to match them to what they should be. So some of the current grade levels that were being served are gonna look a bit different than they might have in the past. But to start, I just wanted to say that our biggest plan will be to have, for elementary school, to have a 1 monthly meeting in person for those who are highly capable, kind of pulled out as specialists. And then have after school activities. So not necessarily clubs, but more like an instructional couple weeks in a area that they might be interested in. So it would be based on student-led interests and taught by staff that is interested in also teaching that. And giving the information in a way that goes across the challenges that someone who is highly capable might have in a traditional learning environment. But it goes nicely with our mastery-based plan as well. So that makes it really exceptional. So based on that, the current level of students served, a lot of kids were in referral process when we last had a coordinator. So it wasn't last school year, but the school year before that. And so we still have to have a high cap committee meeting to talk about those students and look at the data to see if they qualify. The second part of what's new is the laws have changed. So there's a new state law that has to do with highly capable students, and it has to do with universal screening. And universal screening has to take place in 2 grade levels before 6th grade. First one has to be between kindergarten and 2nd grade. So we looked at what that might look like and the protocols that we would need to do that, which would come out of the grant that comes from this. As long as the plan is approved by the board and we are able to upload it in our grant system. So we are working on which protocol that we would use, but we're looking at doing it for 2nd grade and then again for 5th grade. So we would do the entire grade level. They would all get screened, and then based on that and 2 other points of data, we would talk to, we would look at who could qualify for those services, serve them this year, and then the committee at the end of the year would either approve them saying, yes, they are highly capable students and they should be in the program and receive programming services. The next part, I think it's scroll down a teeny bit more. Thank you. So our first part is our elementary pullout. That's the first part of the plan. It's very similar to what Mrs. Tuttle did before, in that we would only have capability to do it once a month for the in-person enrichment during the school day, but that we would look at doing those after school type of STEAM and robotics and 3D printing and other things that would be open for not only elementary, but I would look at middle school and high school as secondary as well. Getting those extra opportunities, and then look at doing a school project kind of family night showcase at the end of the year with some of those projects. That talks about that. The after school academy is kind of that after school program that I kind of talked about a little bit already. It doesn't have to do just with, we always think of STEM, but the art piece in there too. So we do have kids who are highly capable in music and art. We would look at having something of that nature for them to excel in and not just have basics in school for that. The other idea that we were going to look at, barring our funding, is summer academy. So having like a 5-day, essentially summer camp that would look at a lot of different ways for them to extend their learning, and it would be offered to those students. It moves on to communication, that we want to have a lot of communication with parents and be very transparent in what we're doing and how we're doing it. We have a couple referrals for other grades already, so we will look at those at the same time that we're looking at testing 2nd and 5th grade. So in like January, February, we want to universally screen. So anybody who's had a referral from a parent or a teacher or any other staff member for that matter, would also do the screening protocol at that time. We also want to, based on the program being in kind of a revamping year, we want to look at new referral protocols. So we'll work on that this year as well, based on the new state requirements as well. And communicating with classroom teachers that in the general education, that they're giving opportunities for our students who are high cap in a different way. And this, again, goes along with mastery-based learning and UDL. So I'm hoping that it is a seamless process of just working out how we do that. We've also, Heather Moore has been assigned to help me with the high cap plans this year. She's kind of, I guess, supervising. So that is a new development this year for the plan as well. And Jody Hess is still at OSPI doing high cap, so we'll be in contact with her and the new information on OSPI. I listed potential spending that we might do based on this plan. based on how much of interest we have in the after-school academy and how much we have in the budget after protocols and other things. That's how many classes we'd be able to offer, as well as summer camp academy would be based on that as well. Any questions?
I have a couple for you.
Of course.
So I like above, I saw like it said, 0 for kindergarten or 1 or 2 or whatever. But with the new screening protocols, would there be an opportunity for a first or second grader to qualify?
Yes, the screening protocols we're looking at go from kindergarten to 12th grade. And they will just need a referral from a teacher or a parent.
So the second and the 5th grade are just,
Everybody gets
they're
it.
just intentional catch points,
Correct,
but there would be an opportunity through other means for kids to roll in at any time.
correct,
that.
yeah, for
Okay.
any grade level,
Okay, and then
including high school.
as far as the funding, is high cap funding, I'm guessing, is it kind of a targeted, I mean, I was just quickly doing the math, I mean,
Sure.
it's about $8,000, it just in not counting not counting the protocols, because I'm assuming we'd be able to reuse those, but,
It's all, the ones we're looking at are online,
so,
and it's per student.
okay, so it actually would probably be every single time. Is that a category that's already accounted for within the budget? Like,
Yeah, so without the grant being finished, we don't have the budget yet.
Oh, okay.
So that's why the plan needs to be approved by the board first, and then we upload those minutes to the grant system. And then it's not based on per student that we get allocation from OSTI, it's percentage. So it's about, I believe, 2.7% of the student population that we get that money for. That's how they base it off that.
so we're not necessarily covering that out of any sort of general fund. It's fund that is gonna be we either
It's
figure out
already
how to
earmarked,
use it
yes.
or not use it, right?
Correct,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
Yes, of course.
Trying to ask my questions smart for you, Lisa. I was hoping you're gonna like help me out.
Michael, do you have any questions?
No, I think Stephanie did a good job with those questions. I had a couple of similar questions, but they're answered. Thank you.
Thank you.
Perfect. Okay. We have levy timeline.
Yeah, you guys got the paperwork in your packet of our levy timeline.
Yes.
So we are looking at getting a hold of Jim McNeil around the 1st of November to hopefully bring a resolution to the first meeting on the 8th and definitely by the 21st. Our December board meeting is after filing date. And so we're going to be pushing this through quite quickly. And this is for our February election. And we're looking at going out for the same rate that we are charging now. Any questions?
Lisa, when people talk about it, then would we say it's just a replacement levy? I mean,
Yes.
That's
It is
the
a
verbiage to
replacement
just,
levy.
okay.
You said on the 8th,
If Jim has it ready by then, we'll bring it.
that's what we're shooting for.
Yes. And that way, if there's any changes, the board would like to give us one more meeting to make those changes and still get the filing deadline.
Okay, thank you. Communications and comments. Do we have anybody from ETO? EESP? ECOPA? Admin? Is any persons to be heard of public comment? Okay. Unfinished business. we have- New business, approval of the Elma Performing Arts Booster fundraisers. And very nice, you moved.
Sorry.
So you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about what your plans are? When we see the paperwork, just,
Yeah, so as you can see, there's quite a few different things on there.
Some of them, like the ticket sales and stuff, just if they happen to happen on school grounds, we wanted to make sure it was approved by you. We plan on running that online and through the community more so than necessarily on school grounds. But if one of our students sold them on school grounds, we wanted to make sure that was covered. Movie nights, there was, one of our students brought to us doing a movie night. So we're looking into the licensing piece of that, but they talked about doing a big projector on the football field if it was available, if we could sign up for that, to do some kind of fundraiser that way. The swag, we also brought printed copies of the logos because there was asked about that will be on the different items, and those we just sell it with our concessions like we do at our events. And then the concessions at our band and choir and drama things like we did last year, the cookies and the water and the coffee and
And your
stuff like
quilts
that.
and whatever.
Yeah, and then junior drill and cheer, you'll see on there that there's some dates for those that I believe are already submitted to Ron, at least for drill. And then we are looking to get our large raffle item. We don't have the actual large items secured yet, but 50/50s, baskets, bingos, that kind of thing. And then we are going to do a Hi Mr. Z fundraiser again and Dusty. So we wanted to get that on there. We also have access to a dunk tank. So we wanted to get that through. And then the cheer teams have talked about doing a garage sale this summer and car washes again, whether we use your guys's, the parking lot over at the high school or not.
You might want to check into that. I don't know if that's something you're allowed to do.
Okay, that's part of the other things.
Yeah.
And then our big thing that we did last year, the spring fling, which was the student showcase. And then this year, we're talking about trying to add a fall carnival right before school starts as well with bounce houses and things like that. Some kind of last fun community bash and bring in some stuff that way. And then letter writing campaigns, looking for donations and Papa Murphy cards.
In the spirit of Director Bailey, who's not here, I just want to make sure that you guys are aware of your 50/50 raffles and how many you're allowed to have in
Yep,
that
yep.
year. So, okay.
And then we're gonna keep everything in place. Yep, we learned that one last year when we did this for you guys last year, so perfect, thank you though.
I have to ask, I'm sure I'm missing the obvious. What is the connection with junior drill and cheer?
So they approached us because they don't have their own booster,
So we folded in
So they-
cheer and dance.
got
Winter.
integrated with the performing arts was just because
They're part of the performing arts umbrella now.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, I really think that's their fundraiser. That would be a problem. Okay,
Yeah, no, they're now under our umbrella, so we're presenting it with our stuff as well.
okay, that. Thank you. I was like, I'm trying to see it, but I don't know.
For the performing arts, the only one we don't have because they have their own booster right now is fall dance and drill.
Okay.
Everybody else is under us at this point.
Okay. My only, first, I just wanted to say thank you for, that is a lot of work that goes in behind all these things, but it's great to see this portion of our student demographic being so well supported. You know, traditionally our booster groups are very strong and active in some of our more traditional sport arenas, and it's nice to see this group of students being supported. My only thought was just on your 8/24 of 24 spring, or the carnival, I think it looks like fall carnival.
Yeah.
As you get closer, it may make sense to tie that in, or at least look at the calendar a little closer to what else is also happening. You guys are,
Yes.
you've got a lot of things far into the future, so it's a little hard right now to go, does that make sense for that timeline? And Bernadette and I were both saying, you know, we can't really keep track of every fundraiser, but just be mindful about, like, the ornament, somebody always has sold ornaments. Maybe they're not selling ornaments, it's always been a class of such and such, but now maybe you guys have.
We've had ornaments, but I think we finally ran out of the ornaments they
Okay.
ordered 8 years ago.
Okay, so we were just saying, just be careful that you are not, you know,
Yeah.
you're walking. in
We
the-
are actually in contact with several other boosters and class boosters to
Yeah.
make sure that they have our contact information.
Yes,
That's how we
okay.
did the signs for basketball. And so that we can all talk and make sure we're not running the same ones at the same time.
Yeah.
And I would also just on your fall carnival, because I
I think that's the sweetest idea. I know that McClary's having their
Theirs is in
carnival,
October.
so
So it's this.
I wasn't sure if your 824 was
I
applying
wanna
like
do
ish.
applying.
So, okay. I'm
Yeah,
like,
and that was the
we
problem,
wanna-
was right before school started, last hurrah for all the kids and parents,
Okay,
and not conflicting with anything for.
so that is that date. That makes more sense to me.
All right, we'll look forward to lots more cowbells and bobbleheads in the community, apparently.
Michael, do you have anything to add to that? Are you good?
No, I don't have anything. You guys talked about the dates and stuff. I think in the future, it would be nice if some of those things were separated out, but that's something we can talk about that way that the date thing doesn't become an issue for them. You know, because if they actually had the range on there, then we wouldn't have to ask that question. So that's
all right.
procedural stuff. So
Sure.
Okay. I will move to approve, with all that good guidance, the Performing Arts Booster fundraisers.
I second that.
And a motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion opposed? Motion carries. Approval of Ron Clark to lead school district capital projects and renaming committees. So, we don't have all of our board members here tonight, so I don't know who wants to raise their hand to be two board members that volunteer to be a part of this, or if we voluntold someone.
Well, I
I'm
think we've
just
all told.
saying when you're not here, beware. So, I
I
know
would,
that-
but I think that it's probably best if I don't.
okay, should we have Jamie and Ryan tentatively, do you want to hop in or?
No, I'm okay with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna say tentatively, pretty sure.
I,
Ryan and Jamie would love to be a part of that with you.
I kind of feel that they.
It feels
communicate
right.
that.
It feels right to me.
Yeah.
It feels right.
Don't miss the word, man.
That'll teach you.
We don't have the superintendent report tonight, Mr. Nestenstat, unless he left you with some
Oh,
goodies.
but I think we have to approve it.
Oh, sorry. I'm
So I
sorry.
will move to approve that Mr. Clark is to lead the school district capital projects and renaming committees with the tentative 2 board members appointed.
Perfect.
I'll second
Well
that.
said. There's been a motion made and seconded. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye, sorry.
Opposed? Motion carries. Lisa.
The only thing I wanted to let the board know through the superintendent's report is we have talked to the state auditor, and they are gonna come to the 11A meeting to talk about booster clubs with you guys.
Oh, perfect.
Thank you.
So I'll be adding that to the agenda.
And that'll be just part of the regular.
It'll be
Everyone-
part of your work study discussion, because
Okay.
that way
Yeah,
you
yeah.
guys can talk
Yeah.
back and forth.
Perfect, thank you.
That's great. Thank you.
And who is that that's coming? I caught the last part, but not the first part.
The state auditor.
Awesome.
Excuse me. That's it. That was short and sweet.
Always.
Chris, AKA.
Just because, for clarification, for the work study session, that would be open to everyone.
Yes.
It'll be
would.
live.
It-
It will not be,
Live in this room,
but
not on Zoom.
So,
that's-
yeah,
Yeah.
but,
Yes, so community and booster clubs are welcome to come and ask
Right.
questions.
okay,
That's, I was
Yes.
saying that.
I was trying to I think I hear a question. Okay,
All right, we have student representative reports tonight. We have Kyla tonight.
I do not have the open campus information quite yet. I have a meeting with Ms. Belden and Ms. Holm, Mr. Livingston and Holly Murphy here soon, and I will hopefully have all that, the pros and cons list for you by the next school board meeting. Is there anything else you'd like? Because I have not had time to prepare anything for tonight's meeting.
No, that's okay. We will be having, as long as you know that we do have a meeting turnaround right again next Wednesday, because we are on an off week right now.
I will put that in my calendar.
That way you know.
Also, I'll let me in.
Perfect, I
She was
appreciate
sick.
that. Okay, thank you. Okay, we do have work study for safety and security with Mr. Bogar. There you are back there. What you got? Well, we've got Michael in. Couple of things I wanted to say. We can talk about whether we want to do this or not, but because we're kind of a half-seat board tonight and minus our superintendent, do you want to do it next week? Would that?
We're great to go tonight.
So we're not gonna do much on, I think, a work study without a full board
I think a
together.
lot of just conversation,
Yeah,
kind of just get you guys up to speed with what's been going on. And then
perfect.
questions that you may have. So you'll have Wendy and myself. I was kind of thinking we just move up forward and
Yes.
chat.
So what we'll do is we'll have the work study. Anyone else that's here is free to go. We'll adjourn after the work study. And anyone else that would like to stay, you're free to stay. We're gonna keep, Eric, are we gonna keep Michael in? Yeah, let's do that.
Let's end this and then, yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Yep. Perfect. Okay, Michael, if you want to come back in on your separate link, that'll be great. So we will adjourn the meeting after the work study.
But if you're here for school.
But if you're here
you
for
could get
school,
credit for
You're
being.
good, you're done, you're finished.
Is that what you're needing us to tell you?
Except for the one in the white.
First one to stand up.
Yeah, I don't know if it's.
Hi, Nickel.
No, you did not.
See you later.
They have podcasts there.
Okay.
But like, going back to like, here's what you reach out and ask, because there's different, schools, like, do they have like a?
Oh,
I don't know.
what do you mean, there's different schools? I want to know where your brain is, so I know
I
where.
feel
to
like they
follow.
need to.